Hi guys, sorry for the sudden radio silence, but the last week and some change has been incredibly difficult. I got results back from my biopsy and I was diagnosed with cancer on the 20th of May. It's still really hard to say. Just like I was joking a couple of videos ago about how I did really hope that I didn't have melanoma, I have melanoma. And it is scary and confusing, and I am not dealing particularly well. But I am at least trying to deal, so that's good. Specifically, I have melanoma in situ, which basically just means that it's stage 1 melanoma. Caught it early. If there is such a thing as good news when you're talking about cancer, the fact that I caught it early is extremely good news. I suppose good is all very relative at this juncture, and probably always. So because I caught it early, that means that it's treatable, but that doesn't mean that it is not scary as hell. I've had a lot of anxiety and panic and dealing with existentialism and nihilism and the cosmic horrors. It's just really strange. If you're curious, this right here, this guy, is my biopsy scar, and that is the site where they will be doing surgery on me tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. To cut out all of my broke-ass cells. There is no talk at this point about chemotherapy or radiation or long hospital stays or anything like that, anything that, we all kind of think of when we first hear the word cancer. I'm super thankful for that because chemotherapy really, really, really makes you sick. And radiation obviously is poison. So is chemotherapy. Poisoning everything and hoping the cancer dies before you die. And that doesn't sound like a very good time to me. In fact, I'm kind of horrified at the prospect of ever having to have chemotherapy because it's just so hard on your body and your mind. The people who get through that, God, if you're out there, you are so strong, and I admire you so much because I don't know if I have it in me. I would certainly try if it comes down to that. But I kind of don't want to think about that right now because it's giving me the cosmic horrors. They will be doing a excision, which basically is just the fancy medical term for cutting and removing. So they'll be excising my skin, my dermis and my epidermis, all the way down through the subcutaneous fat. So they'll take all the subcutaneous fat below that out as well, but they will not include the muscle. And when they do that, they'll cut down and take all of it out, and then they will take that to the lab, I think immediately, and run the edges all around the outside of that under a microscope and look for abnormal cell growth to make sure that they have cut all the cancer out and have left a margin around the edge of healthy cells. If they find that all the cells are healthy, then they'll go ahead and stitch me up and I'll have a big scar, and if there's still abnormal cell growth around the edges, they will take more. So it could be an even bigger scar, but this is going to leave me with a couple of inches of scarring, and the couple of inches of scarring is actually pretty ironic because it will at the very least stretch my arm here. So it will stretch the tattoo I have on my forearm, which I can't really sit at a good angle for you to see it, but it is here. And if it goes much bigger, they have to come this way much more. It may cut into this tattoo depending on how much they have to take. And this tattoo, I don't know if you can read it, but it is a section of a Dylan Thomas poem that says, "Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light." And the intention of that poem, Dylan Thomas wrote it for his father who was on his deathbed And Dylan Thomas was not very accepting of the fact that his dad was dying, and it was kind of a plea for his father to fight death. I got it because that speaks a lot to me, and now in the act of fighting death, I may mar or change that tattoo. And originally I was sort of put out by that. I was pretty sad, but very, very shortly after I started considering the idea that maybe this is going to jack with my tattoo, it dawned on me that that totally makes that tattoo cooler. I'll probably just leave it jacked up by my surgical scar, or I might just like do some flowery things around the scar itself. But I think this tattoo getting a little warped because of surgery to take out cancer that is trying to kill me makes it pretty cool. But that's the surgical component there. So post-op, I will have a really cool scar that gets up next to my very cool tattoo. I will also have to go to my dermatologist very, very often. I haven't seen a dermatologist for a skin check in like 5 years, and this biopsy was the first time I'd been back in 5 years, and now I'll probably have to be really good friends with her and see her every 2 to 3 months for like 1.5 to 2 years, and then after that it's probably gonna be once a quarter for like my whole life, because once you have melanoma, your chances of getting it again are extremely high. Part of post-care is that anything that they would have just said, well, keep an eye on it before, looks wonky enough for them to take off now, because I've already had cancer and they want to prevent me from getting it again. So I will probably have a lot of biopsies next time I go into my dermatologist, because they will look at everything, and anything that even slightly looks like it might be problematic, it gets cut off. Waiting for those results is going to be the most terrifying thing, and I will probably be super stressed out about it. In the meantime, tomorrow I have my surgery. I may make a little video post-op to be all like, look at my cool scar, or show you my stitches maybe. I'll be having a little party at my place, the theme of which is fuck cancer. I apologize for the language, but if you really think about it, cancer is one of those things that totally deserves to be cussed at. So fuck cancer. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me here and listening to me ramble about having cancer. It's super scary, and knowing that I have people both in my real life and out on the internet that I can talk to, or kind of just throw ideas at, that helps. It makes me feel less alone, which I've been feeling a lot of lately. It's a very, very lonely experience, and the fact that this helps is sort of amazing to me. It's kind of weird, but wonderful, and I really appreciate it. Appreciate the platform, and I appreciate all of you out there watching. So I hope that you are doing better than me, and I hope that you will wear sunscreen, and I hope that you will go to your doctor and get your skin checked out, just to be safe. And I hope that you have a wonderful day.